Welcome to the Pedal Collaborative podcast. We're so glad you're here. Hey everybody, and welcome back. I am your host, Alan, and I have with me, to great surprise by all, Paul.
Oh yeah, I'm a surprise guest this week. I'm back. Dude, if we missed last week.
We did. Has it been? Was it the last one that we did about the cables?
I think so.
Does it feel like that feels like forever ago?
Yeah, it does. It does feel like forever ago, but it's we had a holiday in here. It's just been a busy May. I feel like May has been very busy.
I mean, it's gonna be May.
Wow. Well, it's actually going to be June.
It will be June, but there's no song about that.
No, there's not.
Can you sing that song for us?
I won't do that right now.
Okay.
I won't.
So a lot's been going on since we've been taking a little bit of I wouldn't call it a break. I would just call it a busy.
Yeah, busy.
Busy.
Yeah, a busy where we were like, we're totally not going to get a chance to do this right now. So,
right.
But yeah,
that means it's good because it keeps everybody on their toes because they never know, like, is there going to be a drop today or not? And it also gives people a chance to catch up.
Yeah, we're keeping people on their toes. But yeah, we had a Memorial Day, so sales on things was out there.
Sales on things, yeah.
I know everybody had like their discount code for Memorial Day weekend.
Did you notice that Walrus put their Mako Mark IIs on Memorial Day sale? I
did not notice that.
Yeah.
I honestly, admittedly, did not check any of them out because I saw all of them. I was like, we have enough to make videos with right now.
Much left. Yeah.
we're in a whatever the period of time is where you don't acquire a bunch of new pedals because you haven't even gotten to the ones you have. That's what period we're in now.
Yeah. I mean, I even had a buddy text me.
Like if it was a phase of the moon where the waning crescent, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I think
I did that right.
I think it was waning crescent. I think that's the season we're in right now.
Yes.
I'm not sure where that lines with the zodiac, but I had a buddy. I didn't even run this past you. I had a buddy who shot me a text of his pedal board, and he's like, "Hey, I think I'm going to go to either a quad Cortex or a Helix, and I'm going to get rid of all this." Plus, and he gave like a list of things. He's like, "If you want any of it, and you want me to bring it down to Infocom, which is in like 2 weeks, I think." He was like, "I'll just bring it down," and I was like, "No, I don't need any of it. Don't want any of it. I mean, I always want it, but it's like there's too much going on. Like there's too much on my plate."
I'm so proud of your restraint right now.
Thank you.
So proud.
Took all my efforts and energy. I will not be able to do it again.
So kind of a little bit of for us personally, there's a lot of sales. There was actually a neural nano cortex deal I saw on Memorial Day as well. They were like $80 off.
Well, I'm still mad at that one because it's not stereo.
Yes.
Or like it's not stereo in. Like I think it does stereo.
Yeah, it's stereo out, but it's mono in, which means like you kind of have to use just it or a mono setup before it.
Right. Or you make it, I don't know. Anyway, I think we told on one of the earlier episodes, like when that was released, I bought it, and then quickly before Sweetwater could fulfill it, I said, cancel that.
Actually, no.
No, I actually don't want that. They were so disappointed in me. Oh man. I feel like, when I die, heaven forbid that happen anytime soon, but like my Sweetwater rep won't be there at my funeral because he'll be mad at me for canceling the Nano Cortex.
Yeah.
You've seen that meme, right?
I know. Nice reference to a current meme.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you. You're showing restraint and you're current on things.
I'm living my best life right now.
You really are.
I am.
Love that. Love this for us.
But let's talk about you
sent me
your best life.
Yeah, you sent me something yesterday that I then read and was like, how does this happen? So go ahead. You introduce it.
Well, I mean, this should be no surprise to anybody who is on the interwebs anytime in the last few weeks, but JHS fumbled on their Notadümblë release. And apparently, according to internet sources, apparently it is the wrong circuit, and they've now discontinued it. And Josh, I think, went online and did a whole video and everything about admitting that it was the wrong circuit and everything. But it leads me, and the cynic that I am, maybe it's because I've watched way too many Cold War spy movies, but makes me wonder, was it really a mistake or just brilliant marketing? Because they have brilliant marketing.
I mean, that's a great question because they do have brilliant marketing. The Notaclon and Notadümblë as like just the IKEA branding, and the fact that they sold the Notaclon so fast. It's a little because I think I asked you, how does this happen? Especially because, so like, I am admittedly, and we've talked about this, I am not like a circuit head, so I wouldn't look at it and it wouldn't be evident to me that it was the wrong circuit. Right. We have friends who definitely would be able to be like, that's not what it's supposed to be. But I'm an outside of the box pedal guy. I don't know what goes on inside. I appreciate what goes on inside, and I know when it looks wrong, but I don't know when it's the right or wrong circuit. But when you're a company like JHS, which is fairly established, I do not know how many employees they have, but they have more than a lot of the brands out there just because they're sort of a bigger pedal builder now. It feels a little crazy to get all the way through to shipping and then realize that what you were planning on doing is the wrong circuit. So I love we're putting on our tinfoil hats and saying, like, did they do this to promote the right circuit? And now there's also a scarcity to the wrong circuit. So that's like a thing that people are going to be really happy that you got like the wrong Notadümblë.
Wrong Notadümblë.
Which
not a dumble.
So let me understand correctly. So there's two dumble is an amp, correct?
Dumble is a person who makes amps or has made amps.
But the dumble amps are like really expensive.
Extremely expensive.
I've never played one.
Never played one. Yeah. I've seen them. I've probably heard them. I've been in a private studio that had two like super like special overdrives, whatever. It was like $250,000 of amps.
Yes. Crazy.
But yeah, I've never played one. But
yeah, okay. So there's two. The circuit makes up.
I would say, I'm going to say, I would venture to guess that 98% of the people who bought the quote unquote wrong circuit have never played either.
Yeah, it's not like, because it's a pretty rare thing to get to play anyhow. There's a reason that John Mayer is like the guy most currently famous for playing it, because he's John Mayer.
Well, he's got that one, right?
Yes, and if I understand correctly, the circuit was supposed to be based on his.
Yes.
And it's like the clean channel side that is supposed to be there.
Right.
And
like essentially just like
they didn't do that
buffery type boost type thing.
Okay.
So.
And so they ended up not doing that circuit.
Not doing that one. Here, I'll pull up that article that I sent you so we can.
Because I guess my question is, if it wasn't a marketing thing, which I'm not ruling out, but it is like, how big of a difference is it actually? Because again, I've never played a dumble. I know they exist. I've seen John Mayer live, so I've heard one. But it just sounds
assuming
like
that he played that dumble when you heard.
That's true. Live. That's true. He could have played something else. That was the Search for Everything tour. Is that one of his albums? That's the.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so, Search for Everything.
So the article I sent Paul was from guitar.com and titled JHS continues not a dumble pedal after less than a month after Josh Scott admits his quote biggest mistake I've ever made. Biggest mistake I've ever made. I mean, tabloid. That reads like a tabloid. I don't know. Maybe I spent way too many. On top of watching, Cold War spy movies, I had to stand in line at grocery stores back when you did that and read all of the tabloids.
I really like that you have your conspiracy theory hat on today about all of this.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. So Josh explains that the clean channel was supposed to be based on John Mayer's quote Box It Later unit. That's what it's called, Box It Later. It's one of two rare amps that I guess Josh had borrowed after a 2019 rehearsal from a John Mayer rehearsal in LA. So, but he was, I guess, emailing the lead engineer at JHS asking for the original schematic, and the reply from the engineer did not match what he's expected. So, that's kind of what got him started on this. We put the wrong dumble in. And what was this? This thing cost like $100. Is that how much does this thing even cost?
They were listed at $119.
$119. Okay, so if people are complaining about the wrong circuit of a impossible, like I would say literally impossible to ever get your hands on, and they put the wrong one of those circuits in there, and you paid $119 for it.
Well, also apparently the circuit that's in there is like more rare.
Okay.
The basic boost, the rare dumble BBC one, which is like, again, I don't. This is not a pedal that I was like gonna buy.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it hadn't even. I saw it came out. I don't even think we texted about it because both of us just were like, yeah.
Also, I don't want to burn my hands. I mean, these are the moneymakers. These hands, these are beautiful. I don't.
You don't need. I don't say solderless. It's not the point of them.
Are they?
I'm 99% sure they're solderless. And 99% sure they're solderless.
Just the fact that I have to do work. I have to assemble something.
Yeah, they're solderless. I just confirmed that.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's kind of, they're like a fun little, it's like it's crafts for pedal heads.
It's like Legos for pedal heads.
Yeah. It's put together, it's IKEA. It's based on IKEA. So I think it's glue IKEA, sometimes
you
parts.
You glue this stuff?
Yeah, it's glued up. So.
That's silly.
They have it called Goop in the box. There's Goop.
Okay.
And then you use little tools, and you don't have to solder anything, and then you get you get an incredibly rare dumble circuit instead of the one that they meant to make.
But the one they meant to make was rare. This one's incredibly rare. So let's all complain. So benefit of the doubt, true mistake, and Josh like owned up to it, letting everybody know. Like, I respect that completely. Yeah. And I saw some people like on, the Facebook groups or whatever. I had somebody say like he had never bought a JHS pedal ever, had no interest in them until he saw Josh own up to this, right? And then was like, I have a lot of respect for that person and that company. I'm going to start supporting them. Which, benefit of the doubt, is all legit.
I mean, I don't think JHS is like not a legit outfit.
No, in fact, all of my dealings with them have been all on the up and up. So yeah. I'm not saying they're not legit. You're just like, is there a little conspiracy here? Yeah. That's the Alan take. I'm actually looking while we were talking about this to see, since I said I don't think I've ever played a single dumble style overdrive, because like the ones I'm looking at, like, okay, let's look this up.
I literally have never played any of these.
Dumble style. Google dumble style overdrive. Yeah. Let's see what we got. What? Okay, 18. Let's see here. I'll take 18 of the best dumble ODS style.
That was actually the same article I pulled up while we were talking about your conspiracy theory about this.
Okay.
The only one I've even been around is the Zen Drive, and I've never played it myself personally. I had a friend who had one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
The Menatone Dumbstruck, the Mojo Hand Extra Special. Yeah, I've never played a dumble pedal.
Never have.
So even if we had gotten one of these, we wouldn't know.
Well, I would have instantly known it was the wrong rare circuit.
Just a feeling thing. Just feels
something.
Wrong.
It just absolutely. Yeah, I think the Zen Drive's the only one that I've heard it really well. I guess the Mojo Extra Special, and I'm just repeating words that you just said.
Yeah, we didn't say any other ones. The Symbol by Mad Professor, never played that.
No. Euphoria by Wampler, no.
MXR Custom Shop Shinjuku Drive, I've never even seen that one.
No.
Shin's Music Custom. Like a lot of these are like kind of just pedals I haven't seen.
Well, I know the Shin stuff, but like, do you notice that MXR is like, it's either a collaboration with Shins or a knockoff of the Shin?
Yeah, I can't tell.
The naming scheme.
What's the situation with that.
Okay, so like, look, here's the bottom line. There is definitely potential that it's a conspiracy, and to what end, I don't know, because it really just like skyrocketed the value of these things on Reverb, which, from my understanding, Josh and JHS hate. But then I also ask, do they? Because they don't really put in buffers. Like, somebody was complaining, like, why don't you just like limit it to one purchase per person? I think if some of these manufacturers really want to combat scalping, that you would see some different practice on the purchasing side of things. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think, Paul? What do you think?
I feel like I feel like I am inclined to believe that it was an honest mistake. That's what I'm inclined to believe, just because I err that way, even though I am a skeptic. But I was actually just looking up the reverb price. They are going up, and there is a trend and a joke that anytime JHS does a video about anything, you go to reverb. Like, I don't know if you remember the Digitech Bad Monkey, which for quite some time was kind of just like a pedal no one wanted. My friend Joe has had one for years, and it was like a pedal he just didn't really love. They were like $50 for a while.
Name dropping right now with Joe.
Yeah, and then Digitech, or JHS did the video about the Digitech Bad Monkey, and they were like all of a sudden $400 because they were rare and they weren't made anymore. So people were like just making tons of money on their Digitech Bad Monkey. So to the point of, is it malpractice to always cause craze and raise prices and then maybe do it with your own circuit? Maybe.
Okay, let's
you know your videos hold value on the secondhand market.
That's the thing. And like, I'm not knocking the channel count and the subscriber count on their channel. They have done extremely well. Yeah. They literally, I would guess, again, without knowing their finances in terms of staffing and whatnot, they could stop manufacturing pedals and potentially just ride out their YouTube career. I mean, because they have over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, and the Notadümblë was a Fumble. I made that one up.
Nice. Notadümblë was a Fumble.
That video that got dropped 4 days prior to our recording this has already received 277,000 views.
I just texted you something you can look at too, by the way.
I'm going to look at
related to this.
Unrelated to this?
No, related to this.
Oh, related to this. Okay.
It's mod stickers for the Notadümblë. So you have.
Did it come with it?
No. Somebody printed these. The bottom one is a BBC one, all one word. Not a clue.
Not a clue. Yeah.
There's one that says Josh is not a monster. Not a box of John, because it's not John Mayer's circuit. Yeah, and then the funniest one is Dad says I'm a mistake. So these are all, if you are one of the people who already has a Notadümblë with the wrong circuit, these are all mod stickers you could use to relabel. So
you could probably also just use any mod sticker you want with a label machine.
Yeah, you could. That's true.
So, all right. So Paul, your vote is that it is an honest mistake, and honest mistakes happen.
Yes. Sorry, I interrupted your analysis of whether or not it was malpractice to use your YouTube channel that way by finding a pedal boards of doom post, because I had seen this earlier. I meant to send it to you, and then since we were talking about it, I was like, you got to see the Dad says I'm a mistake pedal.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've seen our mutual acquaintance / friend Matt, whom you've done some deals with, trading things. Sent me pictures of, he's watched the JHS show with his kids before. Like it brings families together. So like, I'm not knocking it. It's really cool, and I respect it. And since I do believe it probably was a mistake, it's just quite a valuable mistake.
Yes, a valuable mistake. Now I kind of wish we got one before, but hindsight's 2020. Oh, that's true. We should talk to him about that.
We should.
Okay. So anything else you want to chat about before we go to my Reddit question today? Since we just did we're doing news. We're a news outlet this week. I'm a newscaster. We're talking about the news.
Yeah.
What's news? We briefly touched on it being Memorial Day and then Notadümblë.
What the F is with these tariffs now? I mean, did you see 50% on EU?
I have not. So I have admittedly for like the last 5 days not looked at anything that I didn't want to on the internet. So I don't know anything about that. All I do, the only thing, I didn't send you this morning since we're going on random riffs for a second. The only piece of news besides the Notadümblë that I read this last weekend was a story about the fact that it was uncovered that in the 2010s, the CIA used a Star Wars fan website as a secret communication with spies in different countries. It's starwars.net, I believe.
Okay.
And I'll send you the article later.
Wasn't that like your baby? You founded that one?
Yeah, I was a CIA. I'm a CIA plant.
No. Just like you started StarWars.net.
No, the CIA started Star Wars.net. They ran a Star Wars fan site.
It's not that just
if you like when it was up and live, if you typed something into the search bar, it would like prompt a secret little message portal. So like the kind of thing you see in like a TV show, like this Star Wars fan site was exactly CIA spy communication.
So this is exactly why this is not tangential. This is on point because this is exactly why Notadümblë was. Oh my God! It is a secret CIA.
A secret CIA pedal mistake. I'm trying to find the angle there, but yes, that's the only piece of news I read. So I don't know anything about tariffs. All I know is about the Star Wars fan sites being used for spy communication.
Here's what's going on. The CIA. So Josh Scott is secretly in the CIA, and started JHS Pedals as a outlet to old school style send messages to assets embedded in the PCB boards. Okay, so it's written on the PCB boards, but to most of us without the cipher have no clue what it is. So they're sending messages, and they effed this one up, and the message is the wrong one. And now, because of that, 50% tariffs
it's in the circuit.
Goods from the EU. It's not in the circuit. It's on the PCB board of the circuit, right?
Oh, nice. Right? Okay.
So because of this, we now have the potential for 50% tariffs on EU goods, and we have until July 9th to come to agreements with the EU.
Wow, now, you woke up with the tinfoil hat on. I like it. That's probably what happened. Just to add fuel to the fire, because I was being goofy, I typed into Google CIA guitar pedals.
Okay, what'd you find out? What'd you find?
The first two things. Number one, JHS pedals.
No way. CIA guitar pedals.
All right. See what happens for you too.
Yeah.
And then right beneath it.
Well, the next one doesn't surprise me.
Full Tone USA. Yep. But yes, I thought that was very funny that JHS. It's probably because I'm looking at my CIA is not close to JHS. I don't know why it would do that. That's very funny.
I mean, realistically, because
it's 3 letters.
They purchased the SEO for it, and of all of the pedal manufacturers of whom I've never met, I would say that Mike at Full Tone?
Mike Fullerton, I think is his name.
Well, no, Fullerton's where he lives. I think Fuller.
Mike Fuller, and then there's also Keeley if you scroll down a bit too.
I mean,
that would make sense. No. Just baking 3 things. This is ultimate like delirious mode of like 3 things you read on the internet and tying them together. Tariffs, a Star Wars fan site, and a guitar pedal mess up, and it's the CIA. That's the answer. Stranger Things season 5 will be about this. Actually, that's the CIA tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have a few minutes. I have a question from Reddit.
Let's do it.
It's an our guitar pedals question. It's been a minute since we did this because I think we keep forgetting. AKA, I keep forgetting since it's my segment.
Last one wasn't the cable one. Like basically all of the whole entire episode was.
Yeah, it was. That's just right. It was a whole. It was dedicated to people asking which cable do I need. So this one from our guitar pedals. Which do we usually say who posted it? I don't know.
Sometimes.
This is by Eddie Dantes 23. Which pedals look like the job that they do? And he says, here's my vote, the Drone Ranger by Ranger Effects, with a picture of the Drone Ranger.
Yeah.
Which I agree. That actually it looks like it does the job that it does. Mm-hmm. So a pedal that is aesthetically matched to what it does. Do you have an answer?
Oh, man. Because, I mean, you gave me zero. Which is okay. That's fine. God. Pass.
Okay, I go first. For me, one that I thought of for this immediately was actually the original version of the Mood, the Chase Bliss Mood, the orange peachy colored one.
Okay.
For some reason, to me, that color-coded scheme looks like the glitchy tape time-based thing that it is. When I looked at it, that was my first. But then I thought further, the one that's like probably the most obvious ever is the Strymon Blue Sky Reverberator, because it looks to me like blue. What it sounds. Well, but also like reverb like looks like that.
No, it does. It does.
Like, all reverbs should be that color. Actually,
that's true. They should. Well, yeah. Okay.
Does that give you more context then?
It does. And I'm going to admit, like, I'm kind of doing an I love lamp moment here. So I would say the terracotta color scheme of the Walrus Chi Etherealizer, which is the one that we have.
That's the pink one.
That's yeah. They call it terracotta.
Okay. Yeah,
it's the pink one with the alien and the little aliens running around.
Yes, which I didn't realize they were aliens. I thought they were just like ghosts or something.
I don't know what they are.
I don't know what they are either. But yeah, that one. That does look like the job it does. Etherealizing, which is glitchy, space-based, time-based effects, and the other one's black, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think I think the colorway we have is the one that looks like what it's supposed to.
Yeah. And I do like that Walrus started doing this a little bit ago and just kind of coming out with the black version of everything.
Yeah, it's nice. It's funny because it just aligns perfectly with my desires, but also it's funny because I have actually, I think, opted the last few times for not a black one, because I'm like, actually, I like the other colorway, because I'm still, though I like black pedals, I am a sucker for an alt colorway, especially one that looks really cool.
True. Another one would be, I mean, honestly, anything Dr. Scientist. They tend to, like, the BitQuest is...
The BitQuest looks like what it does. That's very good.
The Sunny Day Delay. Looks like a sunny day.
Their old one that I think you just sent me is coming right. The Triple R Reverberator.
Yeah.
That one looks right the part.
Yeah.
So yeah, more. I just thought that was a fun question. It was a great
question.
What pedal looks the part?
And I'm just looking around my little room looking for pedals and naming them. Did you say lamp because you're looking at a lamp? No, yeah. I love lamp.
Whatever is in front of me is what is the thing. That's.
I love lamp.
But all right, well, this is probably one of the more out of pocket episodes we've done, and that's a great way to come back from Memorial Day holiday.
Maybe you should have started out with the disclaimer, but for those of you who don't know us as well as you think you do, we could be totally serious in this episode. We could not. That's up to you to know and determine.
Yeah. Welcome to another fun week of riffing on things without a plan. The Pedal Collaborative podcast.
I was thinking about this. Like, there are, looking at JHS, they extremely well produced their content, very, very well produced. Even like the comic bits, like it's all really, really well done. So there's thought and there's planning and there's process. There's other, content creators. I'm thinking, Mark Johnston as one, very well thought out, very well produced. And then here we are, like, shoot first, ask questions later every single time.
That's not true. Sometimes we plan everything. I plan everything when we have guests.
That's correct. You plan when we have guests.
I plan sometimes when we have episodes, but sometimes you're like, what if we talked about this? And then I'm like, sure, let's just see what comes out when we talk about that.
Yeah. So I look at it, people, those of us who are, 36 episodes in and are still on board, they're getting to know our internal psyche.
Yeah, now they all think that you're like a real conspiracy head.
Right.
Maybe if we talk about it enough, we can get one of those acorn fuzzes. I don't know if you've seen the Epstein did himself pedal.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get enough conspiracy, someone will send you one of those.
Yes. Maybe Epstein himself.
Yeah. On that note, we will see you all next week. And have maybe we'll see you in June.
The CIA may have
I was going to say
locked up in some place.
I don't think so. I don't think unless JHS is the CIA, which Google told me.
JHS is the CIA.
All right. On that note, we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.